Okay, so Murti, why was Eric your first choice to play Kurtis?
Well, it's just a rumour that he was, but I eliminated everybody else on the list. No, I heard some audition tapes that were sent to me for the various characters, and there was something about Eric's voice that just had the quality that I wanted to see come out in Kurtis. And he was just doing a selection of voices, but when we got to the recording studios, I didn't give Eric any direction. I just thought, let's just see what he does, and bang, first takes, spot on. He got the character, and I just thought, yeah, that we're on. That was the moment, I think, because I'd heard Janelle's voice before for Lara, and I knew she was great, but there was a question about whether Eric could nail it. But just from that point, I thought, we're on safe ground here. We're really rolling. Yeah. Is that what you told me to say?
Yeah, it was rolling. You said rolling, right?
Rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric.
Yeah.
Can you recall what you felt on first reading Kurtis's lines?
Well, I think interestingly enough, I can't remember it on first reading the lines, but I definitely remember the scenes with Janelle very well, even now. That there was something about the character and the way that they were recording it as well, that the two of us, it was really easy to build a relationship. And it was actually, I think also the way Murti ran the sessions, we were able to just lock into the two of us. I think that's why it read, because we were getting on really well. And there was a lot of kind of acting going on between the two of us. Do you know what I mean? Besides just voice, just that we were really just, got into it, and it's so well written that I think it just kind of, there was a real history to it and a real sense. And I think also, I always think of when you're doing voice stuff for a game, it's a lot like mask work. And he was such a cool looking guy, which is why I chose to place it like that. It needed to be somebody who was cool, that you kind of could follow. But that was my idea anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, your idea, but...
Well, no, because I was asking Eric earlier, I was saying, what mental situation, position, attitude do you have to get yourself into to create a character, specifically with Kurtis, and that was what you were saying. You'd somehow created an inner sense of
Yeah.
of who this character is,
Yeah.
and bang,
Yeah, but I think it's also, I think which is why people like it so much, is that Murti brought a depth of story to it that people weren't bringing to it. And I think as an actor, there was a lot of times where we would say, we'd stop and we'd have a discussion, I know, about what was behind it, and we, to be able to have someone there who was that excited about talking about it, it was, I think we fed into each other in a way, all of us, which was great, which is why I think the performances got to where they did.
And you brought so many aspects of, your own suggestions and ideas as well, and we could roll with it.
It was a real collaboration, I think.
Yeah.
So did you get a sense of the character?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, he was, there were certain sequences when you were reading it that we started with, I can't remember the exact order, but it kind of came from that relationship first, and then it kind of grew from that. But yeah, you could tell, you could tell the kind of guy he was.
So did you enjoy the AOD recording sessions? I mean, you just said, you remember your sessions with Janelle.
To be honest with you, it was one of the most enjoyable ones. I know it sounds like I should just say that. Murti told me to say that, but I was going to say it anyways. And the real reason because nowadays, quite often you record one side of a conversation, or sometimes, I'll go in there and they'll say, here's 6 different characters, and I'm playing all 6 of them. But then it was like we were doing, a radio play, if you like. It was live, and we would do the takes, and it was really about getting the relationships, working on those relationships, and making those scenes work as if you're doing a play, which is why I think it stands up so much. It didn't feel slotted in. Even Joss Ackland was there at the same time, so these sequences were happening. We were looking at each other. We were actually, really kind of being spontaneous with each other and it changing. I think that's what makes it a really enjoyable session.
So looking back at the many acting parts that you have played over the last 20 plus years, do you ever think about the time you brought Kurtis to life?
No, of course I do. No, as I said, it's always been one of the enjoyable ones. And, I think also, it's why Murti and I stayed friendly, was because we both really, a friendship grew out of kind of a respect, I think, for each other, and enjoyment of working together and a collaboration, which was also true of Janelle. Looking back at the pictures, I saw some on the website from those days, and I went, oh yeah, I remember. It was a fun, all-around fun session with everybody.
So do you still have fans asking you about Kurtis?
Yes, yes, I do. I mean, I didn't. It was very interesting because it wasn't until I think around 2004 when I first recorded my album. I put up my music website. That I think it was either Allison or Savannah Cortez, who were the Kurtis Trent Estrogen Brigade, got in contact with me, and I realized that there was actually life after the game, and but they turned out to be so nice. I went and saw Savannah in California, and she actually put together my SoundCloud for me and all this kind of stuff, and the people that I met through that were just so creative and interesting and nice fans that I was very aware of it, and then through Murti kind of became more aware, but I didn't realize how popular it was, I think, until Ash got in contact with me.
Well, I didn't know for about 3 years.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I've said this many times before, I just didn't want any connection with it at all. It was only after about 3 years
Yeah.
I began to get this feedback. No, there's a big groundswell.
Yeah.
And then, you know, letting you know as well.
But I think it's great. I mean, I think it's the quality of, you know, the story and the thinking through it and all the elements that Murti brought to it from his life experience that makes it kind of, it's inspiring a lot of people who are interested in that kind of world and that kind of, also that kind of art form, you know?
So, would you consider playing Kurtis again, if asked, for
Yeah.
example, for a spin-off game?
In a minute, no problem. I'd be right there.
So, Eric, you have been a musician as well as an actor.
Yeah.
Producer
Still are a
and
musician.
director.
Still
a
are,
musician.
a dormant one.
So, would you ever consider writing a song about Kurtis or AOD or any other character?
Sure, I'd consider it. I don't know if I could come up with anything anyone would want to listen to, but I'd consider it, sure.
So, do you still write songs and are your CDs available?
My CDs are available. They're in my closet. No, if people wanted them, of course. And I would gladly, yes, they are very available. And it's also on iTunes and Spotify. You can buy it digitally. I have one single that I haven't released yet that I recorded after the album, which I think is, well, my producer said it was my best song. But I wanted to, you know, it's actually quite interesting because I would like to do a video for it and maybe bring it out. But it has to be, you know, I was thinking maybe it should be animated or something like that. So, yeah, I'm very interested in doing it again. It's just that it was very time consuming. My problem is if I pick up a guitar, I start writing music. And then so I stop picking the guitar up because then I'd start writing music. And then if I write 5 songs, I have to record one. And when I record one, I want to record 3. And then I'm in the studio all the time and I'm thinking that I can't do that again.
Okay,
And
so
I've just got to say that the piece of yours that gives me the shivers still is All the World.
Mm.
You know, I play that a lot when I'm working and sitting and thinking, and it just says so much to me about the person who is singing that song. And I have in mind a character that it would
Well,
play
it'd be
really
amazing.
well for, but it's a lovely, lovely piece.
I mean, I tried, you know, it's funny with that because I used to play in a very hard rock band. And after that with my brother and stuff. And then I tried not to have any opinion of how I was going to record it. I just went in there and said, let's just see what happens. But I tried to make it as personal to me as possible. You know, what I was going through, exactly what I was going through, and all the songs really kind of are only about that, you know.
okay, so focusing on Kurtis, especially after today.
Yes.
Do you have a sense of the amazing way you have affected so many fans' lives with your portrayal of Kurtis?
No. I don't know how that would be possible. I mean, I appreciate the fact that I can see that people love the character of Kurtis, and my voicing of it added to it, it appears, which is a nice thing, because it's such a cool character, and to be linked to that is a great thing.
So what would you say to that?
Yeah, but you know, I'll say this. A little bit now that somebody actually copied my voice, that makes me realize that there's interest, and that's quite a fascinating thing for someone to do a voice match of you.
Yeah.
I would say so. In that today, yeah, that's an interesting. I'm fascinated. But I want Murti to send it to me because I want to keep listening to it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, that's Adam Coover, by the way, who did this amazing Kurtis, and he's also done the Kurtis in Jenny Milward's audio version of the Angel of Darkness novelization that she also wrote, and he did Kurtis beautifully, and Bouchard and several other characters. So a big thank you to Adam for that.
Yeah.
And also, the sort of interesting insight that it's given you about
It is interesting.
doing that character.
Yeah, it's it's different than having the original person do it, of course, isn't it, Murti?
So would you like to work together again?
With this guy?
Oh yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I mean, we already are.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to develop Murti. Murti's written an amazing book, 2 books, called The Shadow Histories, which when I first read them, I was just totally blown away by them and thought, Murti, I want to make this into a series, because I've started developing, there you go. I started developing, kind of books into series and things, and this is the one that is, most dear in my heart at the moment, and we really want to get it going. And I think it'll be for everybody who's already a fan of Angel of Darkness, it'll be like a fulfillment of all the stuff that they didn't finish with the storylines. In a way, even though it's different, you'll see Murti in it and his vision, which is fantastic. So it's something that we're really looking to push out there now and move forward.
What you two are up to now?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. This is Shadow Histories. And we're going to be, there was a series that I sold with a writer friend of mine, and she's on board to write with it. We've met up already, and we're just starting to get development money together and try and move that forward. But I also think it's something that it would be really interesting to maybe do with the creativity of the fan base as well. Somehow they're so creative and clever that it seems like, now that I've seen it in practice, it's kind of like, maybe there's a way of it moving forward, knowing that exists and doing it together as all the artists that are out there.
And you were mentioning about perhaps doing some podcasts just to let people.
Yeah, let people in there know about it and see, but it's just, I think it's something that will really kind of trigger the imagination of Angel of Darkness fans.
A lot of the source ideas and the inspiration of ideas for Angel of Darkness came from ideas, many spare ideas I'd had floating around from Shadow Histories, which I'd been working on well before Angel of Darkness. And there are a lot of common elements, angelic presences, Cappadocia, which we never got to. A lot of the elements are the same. Even to some of the characters. There's a character in Shadow Histories called Loren, which is basically a kind of reincarnation of a Kurtis type of character. And it'd be great to get you to do the voice.
Get the other guy to do the voice. Obviously, you're so impressed with him.
Let him do all the sweat. But we'll put your name on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll hire him.
What's this? Angel Recording Studios, July, London. Invite to some select preview or other. From whom? Let's see. No signature. Thought so. Smells of cabal to me. Probably Gunderson. Again. It'll be an enclosed space. Limited access and egress. And crowds. No room to maneuver. Tricky. Well, I guess I could give it a shot. No point taking chances with these guys, though. They may be running a better show than at the Louvre.
That's pretty good.
Wonder who else will show up.
Who is it?
Hello, Eric. Adam Cooper here. You're technically voice double for Kurtis on the Angel of Darkness audiobook. I'm sure it can be quite an entertaining experience hearing someone follow a previous role, full-on imitation or not, so I hope you at least found some amusement. Personally, I was just glad getting the chance to flesh the character out a bit more, compared to the unfortunate, unrealized potential of the planned story. What could have been.
Amazing.
Adam Coover.
Adam Coover. Where's he from?
Coover. America.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you want to hear that again?
Yeah.
Angel Recording Studios, July.
It's
London.
hard to...
Some of that's very good.
Invite to some select preview or other. From whom? Let's see. No signature. Thought so. Smells of cabal
That's,
to me.
it's quite good, isn't it?
Like Gunderson. Again. It'll be in a closed space.
I mean, the
Limited
first
access and
line
egress.
is right on it.
Crowds.
I was like, oh, what did he do? Piece it together.
Tricky. Well, I guess I could give it a shot.
That's
No
really
point
funny.
taking chances with these guys, though. They may be running a better show than at the Louvre.
But show it.
Wonder who else will show up.
Now I could do me doing him doing me.
Hello, Eric.
Yeah.
Adam
Hello,
Cooper
Eric.
here.
Adam Cooper
Technically
here.
voiced
And then
double
this
for
is his
Curtis on
real
the
voice.
Angel
This is his real
Darkness audiobook.
voice.
I'm sure it can be quite an entertaining experience.
He sounds like the
hearing
guy from
someone
Mission
follow a previous
Impossible.
role, full-on imitation or not. So I hope you at least found some amusement. Personally, I was just glad getting the chance to flesh the character out a bit more, compared to the unfortunate, unrealized potential of the planned story. What could have been.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, great.
That's
Adam.
great. It sounds really good. Very good. I must
Fantastic.
say, he does me better than me.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it that good anymore. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And of course, the audio version is available to download.
of this.
Yeah, the audio version. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, I'm not sure. I'm not absolutely sure on this. I think you can buy CD discs. Or no, you can get CD discs and make a contribution.
I
back
see.
to-
I see.
but
You can't buy it.
you can't buy it. No, it's not for sale.
I get it.
Okay.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I don't get the phone as well, though, do I?
You-